Have you ever thought about changing your career, what you do for a living? And maybe you went to university, college, or you're in a job and you know it's time for a change and you have this inner calling for something more. My name is Tulin Vural. I help inspire and influence those with a drive, vision, and hunger to think and live an extraordinary life on their own terms. And in this video, I'm going to bring some light and perspective into how I made this transition. And I'm not 100% there, I haven't entirely left my job, but I know I'm exactly where I need to be, and I've made those mindset shifts that are so necessary to get me on the right track, that have moved me in the direction that I am supposed to be at. So I'm going to start this by saying that you have to work on your thoughts, and it takes a new way of thinking to solve the problems we created with our old way of thinking. So let that sink in. And I'm not going to be giving you tools and resources about how you can make money online and use this website to sell X, Y, and Z. I'm going to be talking about what I had to do on a mindset, behavioral, and educational level to work towards a life that was actually calling for me, other than a career that I thought I had to do. So the first thing I had to do was change my identity, because my identity was evolved around becoming a zoologist, and I was known as an animal lover, an earthy person, and I still am, but it's not a part of what I was truly meant to do in this lifetime. And I followed other people's opinions and thoughts, and I'm not blaming everybody else, but I was in a way proving to myself that I was enough, I was smart enough, because I thought once I have this degree, everything's going to make sense, I'm going to be accomplished. And at that time, that is what I thought I wanted in life. And that at that time, becoming an entrepreneur didn't really come to mind, but it was brewing. It was kind of the back of my head and in my mind. But as I got older, the more I realized after graduating, is this all there is to life? Because I had this idea, once I graduate, then life's going to make sense. And we have this idea of this perfect, idealized life. But after graduation, reality kind of hit, and I thought, oh, am I just going to work for the rest of my life? Where was my purpose, my freedom, my creativity? I knew something was wrong with just an ordinary life. And I don't say that in a superior way. I just say that we live in a very industrial, routine, structural lifestyle, that 9 to 5, and it just didn't click for me. So basically, what I did first is I started journaling new thoughts and visions of this future self that I wanted to be. And I started writing words like I wanted to create, inspire, design, and I wanted to work for myself. I wanted to work on my own terms. I didn't want to be micromanaged. And it's so important to have this vision of a new future for yourself. Otherwise, if you don't do this, you'll go back to what you know, and what you know isn't always the best for you. So, and I realized back then I didn't know that there was another way, and that was why I was stressed and I had anxiety, because I needed to bridge that gap in my understanding and realize, you can change. It doesn't mean that you're a failure in life. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. The second one is I had to stop victimizing myself. I stopped blaming the government, society, people, friends and family for my situation. I had to take personal responsibility for my actions and for my life and the decisions in it. I had to start making different decisions and start creating different thoughts for myself. And once I changed those, I had this kind of breakthrough from that breakdown. because I changed my emotional state, which Tony Robbins talks about. By changing how I felt and what I thought about myself and about life, it led to different results. So I had to let go of my old ways. I had to stop procrastinating and realize, life is in session. And if you don't start now, you never will, and you're only ready when you are. So my thoughts led to new emotions, and those emotions led to new actions. And the first thing that I think I can think about was that I just started intermediate fasting. I started walking my dogs in the morning. I started moving into radical action, which is out of your head and into your body. Because if I kept saying, I failed at life, this is the government, society's fault, you're a mess, you're not good at anything, how am I going to reinvent myself? And and those thoughts are just going to give you bad emotions. Those bad emotions are going to give you bad actions, and bad actions are going to lead to, lazy, unproductive, and weak results. So I had to change my direction of focus, and where your focus goes, energy flows. I also started listening to myself for the first time ever, like properly. And I actually asked myself what I truly wanted to do in life, and the kind of person that I got to be doing what I loved. And that was the most important thing that I realized, rather than asking myself, what do I want to do in life? And, how does that, and thinking to myself, how does that make me feel living that kind of life? The fourth one is, I also realized along the journey that I'm going to have to take very uncomfortable action if I want to transition from a traditional lifestyle to becoming, an entrepreneur and content creator and working for myself, essentially. I knew I had to stop procrastinating and fear what other people thought of me. And you don't actually realize how much fear you have around this until you actually have to take that uncomfortable action. And I thought I was quite a confident person, and I was, but when it comes to doing something that is out of the ordinary, that you don't usually do, then that is when, or you think, okay, what will they think of me? Is this the right thing to do? So many doubts and whatnot come up. And after about 2 years that I've invested in online courses to get me to where I need to be, I know these fears and doubts that come up, I just see them for what they are and realize that, they're only getting in the way, and the fear that I have around them, it's not real. It's just imaginary that I've created from past experiences, and it's just my primitive brain trying to protect me from embarrassment. And the potential failure, but not the failure that we commonly know the word for. Failure isn't out to get you. It makes you grow as a person, which makes you stronger and more determined. If not, it shows you that there is something better out there for you. So I realized when I wasn't getting accepted into internships and nothing was going right, it's because there was something better out there for me. The fifth one is probably the most important one, and it is to have the hunger and drive in your life, to not stop wanting to learn, and realize that there isn't any other option for you. If you don't let go of something that isn't alignment with you and go for something else that's calling for you, at the beginning, your willpower, it won't be enough. You'll realize that your motivation, it will disappear. But after a while, if you keep going and going and going, something inside of you will start to grow, and it becomes stronger, and you realize, I have to do this. There isn't any other option for me. So I hope these 5 points have really helped you in your awareness and your mindset level. If you're in a job or career, college, university, and you realize this is not what you want to do, I've been there. I've been through that really weird transition, that scary transition. But you have everything that you need to start creating the life that you want. And one thing that I asked myself was, what am I really waiting for? And just realize that your mindset is going to be the foundation of everything, because 80% of your success is the result of your mindset, and the 20% is the skill, and that is something that Tony Robbins always talks about. So don't figure out the how am I going to do this, how am I going to start? You just have to start, and the how will come later. But first you have to train your mind, change your emotional state, and then the answers you seek, they will follow, I promise you, and then you will move forward from that. And I think, you know, I love learning about mindset because I don't like not knowing. I don't like just being content with not understanding how this certain person who is living the life that I want or that I admire, like, I wonder how did they get to where how do they get to where they are? You know, what is their secret? That was my drive at the beginning. I was like, what is the secret that I'm not getting? So I've really enjoyed speaking about this with you. Thank you so much, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Please feel free to give this a like if this has resonated with you, inwards and outwards. See you in my next video.